Welcome back to the I'm sorry. Welcome back to the NBA Draft's first round, and let's get back with his festivities.
Trey Johnson from the University of Texas.
Wow, Trey Johnson got drafted to Washington.
Trey Johnson,
Washington
6'5" guard out of Texas.
Washington Wizards.
With his dad, Richard,
And he got drafted from
his
the University
mom,
of Texas in
Priscilla,
Austin.
and of course his younger siblings as well. Trey actually wore number 20 in college because his dad wore it during his collegiate playing career. And this is just a incredible, special moment for this family, a really heartfelt moment together. Trey's coach at Texas, Rodney Terry, he compared his work ethic to Kevin Durant's, one of Trey's favorite players in the NBA, and says you literally have to drag this kid out of the gym. He's someone who wants to be there all the time. He shot 40% on threes, led the SEC in scoring as a freshman. But
Hey,
what
I
are
don't
your
know
thoughts
why.
today on how his style will translate to the next level?
Well, it translates really well because he's got an elite NBA skill. He can really shoot the ball. And I think he's the best overall shooter in the draft. Knippel is the best catch-and-shoot guy. And it's not close with the percentages he shoots. But look at that suit. I didn't notice the... up top, he looks like a banker. Down low, he's like a guitarist for AC/DC.
We won't tell everyone that you're actually wearing a short suit right now, Jim.
but he's an outstanding shooter, and he shoots it equally well off catch-and-shoot situations and off the dribble. He's 41% catch-and-shoot, 39% off the dribble. He gets separation. He's just a gifted scorer that is a natural shooter. He gets it off quickly. You know, he's got a wingspan of 6'10". Quick release, and he's got beautiful form. And he really does a good job of moving without the ball. He can do it off a screen. He did it there in a pick-and-roll situation. But he's just natural as a scorer. I think he can improve his defense, but as you mentioned, Malika, he led the SEC in scoring at just about 20 points per game. The last two freshmen to do that were Cam Thomas and Brandon Miller. He had a 39-point game.
Yeah, the SEC men's basketball tournament was still at the
89 threes, also the most by a freshman in Division
at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee, for the SEC men's basketball tournament. And you know, there are 6 players that got drafted from Texas. There are but 6 of them. One is 1982, 2025 right now, 2018, 2011, 2006, and 2007. Wow. I know those 6 players have been drafted had got drafted from Texas, like now and from years ago.
Trey, your offense, your scoring ability, second behind Kevin Durant for a freshman scoring in the last 15 seasons at Texas. That's the highlight. What gives you confidence that you'll be able to take that to the NBA?
Just knowing how hard I work, most definitely how consistent I am with it. And I'm going to do what's been working. I'm going to keep staying in the gym and putting in those hours. And that's so long been translated, so I'm going to do that same
This is the
thing.
first round pick.
Trey
It's
said
from
that he wore your number to honor you, to honor your legacy. Your legacy is headed to the NBA. How well do you think he has honored that?
I mean, he deserves it. This was my dream 20 years ago. 30 years ago. But I'd rather for him to be here than me anyway. So I'm just glad and honored to have a son that, wanted to represent his father.
When you hear that from your dad, Trey, what goes through your mind?
wow.
He trying to learn his age right now, but it's most definitely correct though. Just he's been there the whole way, and it's like we both getting drafted right now.
Outstanding, guys. Congratulations.
Alright, this is the first round pick.
Calling out Pops on national TV. Congratulations to the entire Johnson family here. I do want to bring in our draft.
We have a lot of
Jonathan
23
into the
draft picks.
conversation, because Jonathan, I understand you have some news from Ace Bailey. What more can you tell us?
Malika, Ace Bailey did not work out.
I think it was from around, I think it's from draft from 7 to 23.
This was not one
In
of
the
his
course,
preferred destinations,
or
Utah.
24,
He was hoping to get
25,
to
or
either
something like that.
Washington, New
Yeah, I
Orleans,
think probably
or
to 30.
Oakland. The Utah Jazz selected Ace Bailey knowing that. This is a little bit of a
This
stunner,
is-
but if you think about it, this is an outstanding place for Ace
Yeah,
Bailey.
like
they have a wide
30,
open
draft picks.
They have a
And
huge
of
name
course,
star in his mold. They have an outstanding coaching staff. I think Ace Bailey's going to recover from this.
They're only
very
like
quickly and
30.
realize that he landed
It's
in an
kind of
outstanding
very,
situation with the Utah Jazz. It just shows you there's only so much an agent can control in this process. If an NBA team decides they're going to take
30
Ace
of
Bailey,
them.
that's exactly what happened. And this is the first move that Austin Ainge has made.
Yup, only
as a
30
head decision
draft
in the
picks.
NBA,
There's 30
and it's
of
a
them.
big one.
We've been watching this all night long. And I would say this will last until like 11 o'clock in 3 hours. All night. And also, tomorrow morning, at 7 o'clock a.m., there will be a special guest that who may got drafted. It's going to be Cooper Flagg, who will be joining Good Morning America tomorrow morning. And of course, a lot of it's going to be like pretty too early in the morning, you know? Just like back in April.
I would say that Ace Bailey embraced this. Utah has a hell of a fan base, especially when you go and turn things around and start winning. That fan base is really, really great. I hate playing in Utah when I was on the opposing side.
No.
So embrace it. You have some great people in the front office. You have a great coach, a young owner that's very, hands-on in the organization.
It's been more fun than ever. Everybody is.
I do like Will Hardy. I spent some time with him doing sideline for the NBA. His understanding of the game is just really fun to talk to us about. The pick train is keeping on moving, though. The New Orleans Pelicans are on the clock. They have made their pick. Let's send it back to the podium and once again welcome in NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the 7th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, New Orleans Pelicans select Jeremiah Fears from the University of Oklahoma.
Wow. Jeremiah Fears got drafted and from University of Oklahoma.
Describe Jeremiah Fears. I would say swaggy as well. His high school coach at Arizona Compass.
A lot of people, a lot of fans, or whoever came here to see their sons getting drafted. That's what the parents,
His siblings, Jamari and Skylar, his dad and his mom, who calls his support system there. His dad played overseas. He studies AM. He studies Trae Young. He studies Steph Curry. He continues to work on that three-point shooting. And he said, Andrea, that he's going to remember every single person that was drafted before him. He told our Mark Spears. And he's going to remember every single franchise that passed on him. And he is ready to give him that work. He's confident. And his game is a lot like those chains. That's the way that he plays the game. He's an excellent ball handler with elite speed. He can shift gears and change directions at any time. He's fast, but he's also physical. And we have seen how valuable scoring point guards are in the NBA.
Yeah, he had 6 games of 25 or more in a game, and 5 of those came against top 25 teams. He led Oklahoma in scoring, assists, and steals. Great speed with the ball, an excellent handle, and dynamic in pick and roll situations. Very productive, uses his body well, a knack to get into the lane and get fouled. Can that translate to the NBA where he shoots as many free throws? He was just an inconsistent three-point shooter, only shot 28% from 3, made 38 of those on the season, but super talented and really speedy with the ball.
He also added 15 pounds, the good for kind of freshman 15, when he was at Oklahoma. He's the 7th top 10 pick from Oklahoma, the 2nd freshman, joining Trae Young, who was the 5th overall pick in 2018 to hail from Oklahoma. And now, Jeremiah Fears is standing by with our Monica McNutt. I cannot wait for this interview.
So, Jeremiah, you see that graphic? I see you got your O chain on, your Oklahoma colors. You join a legacy of guys that have done special things to represent the Sooners. What does that mean to you?
Man, it means the world to me, just being able to kind of go out here and show the world what Oklahoma basketball can bring and continuing to take steps in the right direction.
Obviously, you were just drafted in the NBA, but you also play baseball, you also play football. How do you think your experience playing multiple sports is going to help you?
I think it'll just help me overall in the long run. I think that it'll help me as well as far as IQ wise and just continuing to be the person I am.
Well, Jeremiah, enjoy the night. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Look at his mom reacting here.
Special. It's just so moving to see the work that all of these parents have put in, to see the work that all of these families have put in. And you know, this is something where every year we get to witness dreams being realized and lives changing in real time. It's really something. It's why I always say it's one of my favorite days of the year, is because of things like this, relationships like this, bonds like this.
That's real pride.
Yeah, it's special, and you know, she has watched her son achieve so many things, and he has the ability to take over games. When you talk about 31 points, 12 of 12 from the free throw line against Missouri, 27 and 10 on the road against Mississippi State. Jay, you called the SEC tournament, did you not?
Yeah.
Remember the game against Kentucky? They're battling back. I know they ended up losing that game, but he scored 10 points in the final minute and a half to get them back in that game and send it to overtime. His ability to get to the free throw line. What is the one thing that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did time and time again on the road to the NBA championship? He free throw line. Gets his opponents off the court completely because they're in foul trouble. That's what Jeremiah Fears has the opportunity, in addition to his scoring and his speed. He puts defenders in a tough spot, and he gets to the free throw line extremely well.
And now it's the Brooklyn Nets that are on the clock. Jeremiah Fears, once again, headed here to the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, the Brooklyn Nets, they have a plethora of first-round picks here this evening, and Bobby Marks, he was sort of wondering whether or not we'd see them make all of them. The record is 26 and 56 this season, the first season under Jordi Fernandez. Cam Thomas, he was a bright spot, but he did miss 57 games with that hamstring injury. They have an off-season of abundance, is what we're going to call it. They have the most cap space, $45 million here. I want to bring in Bobby Marks if we could. Bobby, what do you expect Brooklyn to do tonight with so many first-round picks as we take a look here inside the draft head?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, I believe, if Brooklyn walks away with 5 first-round picks, which would be the first team ever to do it. Remember, this is the first time Brooklyn has drafted in the top 10 since Derek Favors in 2010. So plenty of needs for them. Certainly a player like Amon Mala from Duke, player that we've talked about. They need rim protector there. Keep an eye on him there.
You know what? They're saying if we got those first-round picks, Jay, we are going to make those first-round picks. They got 5 of them. That gives you a lot of opportunity here.
Yeah, that's surprising to hear Bobby say they may keep them all.
Yeah.
Because he thought they're going to be one of the prime movers in this draft with so many draft assets.
We can still potentially see them move a player, but again, that is a little bit interesting, Perk, that they're saying, that Bobby is hearing, that they're planning to keep all of these picks.
Well, I mean, that just tells you how deep this draft is. If they're planning to keep all these picks, right, and the talent that they have in this draft. And I believe it's going to be like that for the next 2 to 3 drafts, right? It's a lot of talent that's coming up, but especially in this one, and they feel like, hey, we can draft, we can build the coaching. As long as we have the correct guys, we just saw Sam Preston do it. What makes you think the Brooklyn Nets game?
I think it's interesting, too. Does Brooklyn go with a big here? Do they go with a big point guard here? They've got a couple of options. You talk about Kasper Zakachonis out of Illinois, Yegor Devin out of BYU. Come on, Malawach, if they go the big route from Duke, so do they go with someone on the inside or someone who can play on the outside? But I think either way, they can get good size here.
Jay, looking at your best available, they got 5 shots at it, but the first that you would be looking at is who?
Well, it depends on, now you're starting to get into an area where need, you don't just go best available all the time. I happen to think the best available player is Colin Murray Boyles, but he may not fit what Brooklyn wants to do. And to Andrea's point, Amon Malawach's the best big guy, Yegor Devin the best playmaker. Senge is really interesting as a wing defender.
Let's see who the Brooklyn Nets select. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has a pick.
With the 8th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Yegor Devin from Moscow and Brigham Young University.
Yegor Devin is the first player born in Russia to be drafted since 2013. He grew up in Moscow. His dad, Vladimir, played professionally in Russia. And actually, I love this. He makes sure, Dad does, to send the game feeds to all of Yegor's fans. And those videos include commentary and include analysis that he does in real time. At 15, Yegor became the first Russian on Real Madrid's youth team. And Jay, his passing, that really seems to be his calling card here. 180 assists this season, a freshman record.
Yeah, incredible vision. He was third in the Big 12 in assists. He was second in assist percentage. You're talking about a guy who's got positional size. He's over 6'8". Another guy with really long arms, a 6'10" wingspan. But with that size and length, he is really big in pick and roll situations. But he's an excellent handler, an excellent passer, and he's daring out on the court. Really good in transition, just but elite in passing. His pick and roll vision, outstanding. Got a great feel for the game. One thing he does not do yet is he's not a consistent shooter. Only shot 28% from three. But Malik, you mentioned, set a BYU freshman assist record. Had multiple 10-assist games. He's played overseas. He knocked down 42 threes on the season. He does not hesitate to shoot the ball, but I would call it streaky at best. Just didn't hit a high percentage of them.
Well, the Nets, I think, hope Yegor helps his offense. It ranked 28th here this
So let's have
season.
some fun right now.
And now he joins